might think breakfast is kind of boring because everybody makes scrambled eggs, but I'm gonna make scrambled eggs my way. They're fluffy and they're soft and they're really delicious. So first we're gonna break in 3 eggs. Whenever you crack your eggs, you wanna hit them on a flat surface or against each other because you have less chance of getting shells in that way, and they break super easy. So one of the things, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. One of the things I really like is to add extra protein in with my eggs. So I had some cooked Italian sausage. I'm gonna take half of an Italian sausage and add that to the blender. If you don't like it, don't do it, it's no problem. But now we're gonna add some type of dairy, but rather than use milk, I'm gonna use cottage cheese, or you can use ricotta conate, which is kind of a milky ricotta. It's really good. Think like the inside of burrata. It's really delicious. Okay, this is gonna bump up our protein levels even greater, but also give us that nice fluff. Alouette cheese also works great, the cream cheese. Let me grab a little spoon. Okay, we're gonna grab a little bit of a spoon here. And add a teaspoon of that in there. And then to make it extra fluffy, we're gonna add just a splash of heavy cream. All right, that is going to do us great. Oops, that didn't go there, that was over here. All right, and then we're just gonna blend this up just real quick, just to get that nice, smooth consistency and break up all that sausage. And like I said, sausage absolutely isn't necessary. I just had it left over. It's a great way to do it. Okay, here we go. All right, now the next most important thing is to get our pan, this thing feels right on there, is to get our pan evenly heated. So I'm using induction. So we're just gonna, sometimes you gotta plug it in, you know? I don't know why that happens. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna use induction. So we're gonna put it on medium heat and we're just gonna let it sit there for a few minutes and get hot. Induction gets hot very quickly, so that makes it super easy. We have choices in fats. I have bacon grease that I rendered down myself. So when you make your bacon, I usually put it on a rack and put it in the oven, the grease drops through, and then I just pour it into a jar and let it harden. And then grass-fed butter, Kerrygold, my favorite. So I'm going to use a combination of the two. Use just a little bit of butter for flavor and the bacon grease to get that extra fat in there. Now, if you're not a person that eats a lot of animal fat, then you're probably not going to want to do this right away. But for me, I've gotten to the point where I have enough fat in my body, but choosing fat to run. So we've got that in there. We're just going to let that melt down, make sure it's good and sizzly before we put our eggs in there, and that will reduce a lot of that sticking. Now, if you have too much, you can just kind of shake it around. You just want enough to coat the bottom of the pan. You want it floating. All right. Go ahead and pour our egg in there. You can see those dots of that sausage, but it's all broken up. And the thing I think most people do wrong is they cook it too fast. You sort of lose patience and you turn up the heat. It takes a few minutes to make good scrambled eggs. And it's the same way with omelets. People get rushy. Just gonna move that around a bit. And we'll let it congeal on the sides and we'll brush it towards the center. And then of course our last step will be adding some cheese. All right, we have to be patient. So I hope that you all had a great weekend. I'll tell you, mine was great. It was actually a pretty low key, considering it was a holiday weekend. Just had friends over and did lots of dishes because it was so fun. It was such a nice time. And then it's back to normal today, back to the run. It's good. All right, let's keep going. So we're just now starting to see that little bit of curdle in there. And push everything towards the center. Around. do not like wet eggs. I like them to be moist but not wet. I don't like anything that's too runny, so I really make sure that they're fully cooked. Now the cheese is gonna fool us a little bit because as the cheese starts to melt in there, it starts to look a little more gooey. So it just, just a heads up on that. I'm gonna use a little bit of Parmesan cheese today, rather than a melty cheese, just for the flavor. I'm just gonna scoop that around. Good morning, good morning. If you're on with me live, please give me a hashtag live, and if you're doing the replay, little hashtag replay, and hit that like button. That always helps to send it out to the meta universe. So you can see that we're just starting to get there. At this point, while it's still a little bit moist, but it's not overly moist, I might add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Now, I usually grate my own, but we're going the lazy way today. It is morning. I'm just going to shake a little bit across the top. Now, I'll tell you, and that's all she is. I'll tell you why I like this. Because this will keep me full until probably mid to late afternoon. And then I'll have, a good lunch and a small dinner. And that way, I'm not snacking all day long and I'm not overdoing things. And this has been a game changer for me. Some people like to skip breakfast. It's completely up to you when you like to eat. I like to have my very smallest meal or skip dinner rather than, have a morning without food. I work out in the morning, so I'm really hungry afterwards, and I've got a busy day, so I want to fuel up for that, and this gets me started in a great way. So let's give it a try. Let's grab my fork. And then this is the time where we adjust our seasonings. So if you find it doesn't have enough salt, you can add a little salt and pepper, but I did add salt and pepper to the mix. To me, could use a little more salt. I'm a salt queen. And I use Redmond's real salt or Celtic salt, so we get that good amount of minerals in there too, because regular salt has been demineralized. So you want to make sure that you're getting all the benefits of what you're eating. All right, my friends, eat that protein, yeah? And that good fat. Have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.